everyone, I'm back doing a tutorial. I have a Dollar Tree bunny that I'm going to be giving a fun chippy look to. So I'm first starting off with a cream wax, and it's by Americana. You could use anything that you like, your choice. Whenever you're doing a chippy look, you can use two different paint colors, you can use a different type of wax in a paint. So like I said, it's your preference, but here I'm using the cream wax to start and just giving it a good dry. And then I'm just using school glue. You could use any type of glue or like candle wax, anything that's going to help give it that chippy look. And I'm just applying a really thin coat. If I was doing a crackle, I would apply the glue a lot thicker. So just giving it one light coat, and then I'm using Folk Art chalk paint in Milk Jug. And it's kind of like a creamy white, but it's got a little bit of a pink undertone to it. So I just wound up using a chippy brush, and I just started from the top, worked my way down, and giving that a good dry because I'm going to go back over it with a second coat. So here I am just applying that second coat. I didn't like that probably used the wrong brush, being that I used a chippy brush. It created too many lines and it didn't go on as even as I wanted. So that's why I decided to go ahead and give it a second coat and then just dried it up really well. And then from here I got my scraper. You could use any type of scraper. This I happened to get at the hardware store. And I just started at the bottom and I worked my way up. And I was really, really loving the chippiness that it was creating. It was giving me a lot of chippy, which I really was happy about. And I just love the effect and the look of it. And then once I finished going vertically, then I wound up just finishing it off by going horizontal, just to make sure that I got all of the paint off that I needed to get off, to give it a bit of a smoother look. And make sure, like I said, all that paint was off that needed to be. And like I said, I was really, really happy with the way it came out. So with the sides, I didn't want to just leave them the way they were, and I didn't want to totally paint them all one color. I wanted to still go with that distressed rustic look. So I just added a little bit of paint on the brush and just went in really light because, like I said, I still wanted that brown to come through, but I wanted to add some of that paint to the sides. And I thought it blended really nice with the surface of the bunny. So from here I just took some homespun fabric that I had and some other fabric, and I just cut it into smaller pieces, probably about 5 to 6 inches in length and about an inch in width, give or take. And I decided that I wanted to make a messy bow with it. So I just alternated, I had 2 of each color, and I just alternated the fabrics. Double knotted the back with twine. And I decided that I wanted to place it right up above, right below the bunny's ears. But before I glued it on, I felt like the pieces were a little bit too long since the bunny isn't that big. So I just went ahead and I angle cut off the excess just to shorten up the ribbon. And I wound up doing that on both sides. because it didn't need to be that long. Especially that the width of the bunny isn't that long. Didn't really want it to be overpowered. So then I just went ahead and hot glued the bow on, and I had this really cool vintage button that I got from Amazon in a bag of all different types and sizes and colors, and I just really liked this one and I thought it fit really well, so I glued that to the top of the bow. And then from here I had a little bit of this greenery left over and decided to use it and just add as a little accent coming out of the bow, one at the bottom and one on the top. And there you go. I was really happy with the way it came out, and thank you so much for watching.